date.
Hey, hey, music is progress, progress. Music is unity, unity. Music is for us all, universally, to make a difference in the world. Music is for us all, universally. Can you hear what I'm saying to you? We can change the world. Oh yes, we can. Music is progress, progress. Music is unity, unity. Music is for us all, universally, to make a difference in the world. Music is for us all, universally. Music is progress, progress. Music is unity, unity. Music is for us all, universally, to make a difference in the world. Music is for us all, universally. It's universally, yeah, universally. Music is progress, one last time. Music is unity, unity. Music is for us all, universally, to make a difference in the world. Music is for us all, universally. Thank you. I super appreciate all the clapter. That is amazing. How are you guys feeling? Good energy up in here. I'm loving you guys already. So I have a trick question for you guys. Don't get mad at me now. Who here has experienced live music before? Yeah. Woo! Every single one of you in this room should have raised your hand, but that's okay. We have some shy people here. Regardless of where you came from, what you believe, what language you speak, anything you thought could be a barrier between you and another human being is completely destroyed. We were breaking barriers in this room today, guys. Let me tell you how. The Cognitive Neuroscience Society confirms that, yes, we were in sync. Your brain, my brain, her brain, his brain, every single brain in this room, connected and literally synchronized. We are all participating in the purest form of human inclusion, which is music. And you might say, well, what about the deaf? Music isn't inclusive to them. But imagine never hearing a spoken word in your life, but still being able to have the ability to feel the rhythm of a beat through your body. And plants, as well as animals, are affected by music. So if plants plus music equals growth, imagine what music can do for humans. So how am I connected to the world? Like I mentioned before, I'm an international humanitarian as well as a singer-songwriter. I'm independently distributed in 189 countries. That's right, I invite 189 countries to listen to my music. My idea worth spreading. I'm so excited about this idea because it's very, very important. Music is the most powerful tool anyone can use to make a positive global impact on humanity. The first time I experienced the invigorating power of music, I was just 14 years old, performing my very first sold-out show at a legendary venue in the cultural icon of Hollywood called the Whiskey A Go-Go. Sure, I was young, but looking out into the audience, I was charged the same way I'm charged right now. Looking into this beautiful rainbow of people with different beliefs, different native tongues. Every single one of you unique and different. It's charging, isn't it? Music is how we can empathize for each other's trials, tribulations, triumphs, our celebrations. We celebrate together. Music is unity, right? We're like, woo! Music is unity, that's right. So who here has experienced an emotional connection to music before? Yeah. That's right. Maybe, sorry mom, you're stuck in the 80s? Or you know somebody stuck in the 80s? We're not giving anybody away from you. All right. So we can also use music as a platform for cross-cultural and international connection. Music is universal, and it permeates every culture and every country in the world. Each country with an anthem, establishing a sense of unity within each nation. 132 nations confirmed by the United Nations have these national anthems encouraging that same sense of unity. Not including those, unfortunately, that are lost in time. I just want to put that out there because there are musics that have been lost in time or just plain not recorded or just not reported to the United Nations. So let's talk about our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see? It's that same sense of unity that we just felt in the room, guys, that we can create globally using this powerful tool of music. But would it surprise you if I told you that the United States has the largest music market in the world? This is because the nature of our nation is pluriethnic. We're less like a melting pot, and we're more like a salad bowl, where every taste is there for a reason. And it goes the same for every genre in music here in the United States and elsewhere. It's safe to say that music is the key to preserving tradition, culture, and encouraging human connection worldwide since the beginning of time. And there was a time in music where most of what Top 40 is today was controversial. Just a simple music interval, for example, la, la, were often illegal or compared to the sounds of the devil in the past. And this is because music is powerful. Music can sway the way one thinks, the way one dresses. It can sway your connection with your community. It's very powerful. Have you ever heard of the term, knowledge is power? Yeah. Music is power too. Because music is the translation of knowledge. It's true. Now, I'm sorry. So, record collectors are like preservers of history through music. Every single person who collects music has a hint towards where it came from, what the person might look like. You obviously know what they sound like. I bet if you focus and you close your eyes in this room here, you could just listen and hear the sounds of a mariachi. You could close your eyes, you could hear just an electric guitar wailing, right? Or maybe even the sounds of a bagpipe player play. These are the sounds of the world. And supporting and encouraging each other through music is not a recent development. We Are the World, with dozens of the US music giants, came together to support one cause, to aid the famine in Ethiopia. They raised the equivalent today to $144 million to aid this effort. There are many concerts and different initiatives very similar to this, such as Live Aid, which ultimately reached 1.9 billion people in 150 countries, ultimately affecting 40% of the world's population. 40% through music. And of course, you guys know the activist, Bob Marley. You guys know it? One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. I love it, I love it. Or John Lennon, Imagine. Thank you. Where he challenges us to imagine a place where things that divide us just simply don't exist. Or late and great rapper Tupac Shakur. That's right, where he explicitly says, let's change the way we treat each other. So you don't even need to be a musician to make a change. And I'm telling you that right now. I think every single one of you have talent that you can develop. Trust that as well. But you don't need to be in music directly in order to make a change. This man right here, Mr. Claes Nobel of the Nobel Peace Prize family. He founded a global peace initiative called World Peace One. It was founded on the United Nations Day of International Peace in 2014, where he ultimately affects billions through this initiative using concerts and using music. Here is the United Nations President of the USA, as well as the Global Peace Leader, all of which I've met through music. So keep in mind, even independent artists can make a change, a positive change. As an independent artist, I've been able to aid the funding of building a dormitory in Uganda. I actually represent another organization in Uganda to help girls go to school. As well as I've supported over 400 charities across the world, not just in our nation alone. So I, like 100,000 other artists across the world, are using music as a peace initiative. 100K Hearts, Music for Good for Reverb Nation campaign brought together those 100,000 artists that were geared towards making a change. Now, let's talk about how we can continue this global change and continue this positive initiative for global peace. We can start by using our talents for good. Some of us can do art, some of us can speak, some of us can play music, but all of us have the gift of unity. Yes. All of us have the gift of unity, and we can use this to our advantage. We really can. This is a global movement. So use your talent for good, please. And you can also create unity using music, even if you aren't a musician yourself. Just by telling somebody, I like your band, T. I like that band too. That's that sense of unity that you can be creating in your city, in your hometown, in your workplace. Just the other day, I was actually taking an Uber. Taylor Swift was playing. I said, oh, you're a Swiftie, huh? And we cracked up the entire way there. We had such good conversation. That is that unity I'm talking about that we can pursue using music. You can also use music to instill in your children, because music is incredible for them. This could be a completely different TED Talk, guys. Social, everything that has to do with academics, worldview, language are affected by music. And the National Association of Music Merchants confirmed that teens feel that music is a bridge to building acceptance and tolerance of people of different cultural backgrounds. That is the voice of your kids, guys, saying, yes, music is unifying us from the very bottom. So back at that very bottom, let's start local. We can begin locally by attending a concert here in San Diego, or something outside of your city to support a great, larger cause. Or, if you're like me and you have a global mindset, you can support a band in another country, supporting an initiative that you believe in. Maybe women can't drive. You want to support something that you believe in. Purchase a song geared towards that, and you know that you've made a change and you've made an impact, even if it's a small one. So human progression is human connection, connecting with one another, learning from each other, accepting each other's differences, and therefore growing. Human connection begins with a German immigrant who landed himself in Spain. He invented the very first modern 6-string guitar. That same invention then went to a man, an Italian man, who fixed its resonance and fixed small things to make it feel like perfection. And then there's a small city in Wisconsin that had a man who electrified that same guitar. This is human progression, a guitar being passed down, generations, people in different worlds, different countries, coming together to perfect this one item that we can use, music. My dad, a noble one-legged man who literally hopped on any stage that he could to perform and play that very same electric guitar. My mom, music was their Cupid in love while they toured pregnant with me. Myself, the female here before you, that stands to unify each of us through this powerful tool of music, using that very same guitar, but that German immigrant in Spain, that Italian man, that Wisconsin man, my dad, the same instrument. Humans. We form bands that play music using world instruments, language, unity, performing and experiencing, dancing together in the salad bowl of a concert hall. Thank you.